How can I upgrade my computer? Yeah. Hello, everybody. The Oatmeal here. I want to talk a little bit about that. And this is like one of those topics that I can probably talk about forever because it's very, very important to me for a lot of reasons. So I really want to talk about that for a second today. I really want to make a really long video about it and talk about how you can do it. So I'm going to say what I want to say about that. But, I mean, this video is not going to be very long, I don't think, unless if I just start ranting, which I might do it because, I mean, I might, I might do it. You always want to do it. It's very hard not to do it because guilt is still my bag. Very difficult. There's so many things on my mind. Now, before I get into the topic of this video, just want to say, before I talk about it, just want you to know, a lot of things. Please hold as I tell you everything I want you to know. And how it relates to everything about Oatmeal and everything else. And how it is very terrifying, awesome, very cool. Can you hold it down for themselves mumbling? I don't think so, man. I don't think anybody can understand what you're saying. Hey, shut up. Shut up. Yeah. Shut up when I'm talking to you. That's right. Now, before I get into all the different things I want to say about this amazing topic, this terrifying topic that I feel like people don't really get. A lot of people don't get. I don't think it's rocket science. I don't think it's rocket science to understand this stuff. But before we get started with this very quick video, just want to say this video is brought to you by YouTube, who deleted 10,000 videos of Oatmeal Arnold. Thank you so much. Google. Thank you so much. YouTube. Thank you so much. Alphabet. Now I know my ABCs. Alphabet. Now I know about 1, 2, 3. I can count to 10,000 videos. 10,000 likes. 10,000 likes. 10,000 psych. No, I'm not psyching. I'm not psyching you. Tell you what, I probably just ruined this video just by talking about that. But then again, my life's been ruined. So, anyways, shout out to our sponsor, YouTube, who deleted over 10,000 videos of Oatmeal Joey Arnold. Who is Joey Arnold? Find out on the Mean World Productions. They have a YouTube. They probably had a Twitter. Who knows? They probably were on Stumble Chat with I'm from Japan. I mean, Germany, I couldn't tell the difference, man. Japan. Why is Japan coming on over? Stop it. Pearl Harbor getting too close. That's my Pearl Harbor, not your Pearl Harbor. Man, Tokyo. Yo, roll your boat. Anyway, this is probably a terrible video already. I'm thinking about making like videos where I'm not joking as much. Maybe not going so random. Going down, saying a bunch of random things in the middle of like other things. But then again, I got my own style, I guess, and that's kind of a thing that I like to do that I'm still working on, unfortunately. After 30 years, you're still working on it? Yeah, I think after 30 years, you're still working on it? I think you need to go work on the other video that you're talking about. Another series and a whole lot of stuff. You know, you got to write some articles about the end of Oatmeal. You know that, right? You remember? Oh, yeah, I was supposed to do that. Oh, yeah, the end of Oatmeal. What that all about? You'll find out. Soon enough. The end of Oatmeal is a part of the case against Oatmeal. Kind of funny, honey, bunny, whatever. Shut your pie hole. Really, I don't know about. You think so? You think you? I don't know about it. I apologize, for everything. You probably don't know what I'm apologizing. Maybe you do. Anything that you don't like, I apologize for. And I say, suck it. Oh, woo! Okay, so I probably only got a few more minutes left, but I just want you to know that yeah, just want to be clear about this. Okay, for the record, today is it's 8:30 p.m. Saturday. It's Saturday. It's the 8th of April, 2023. The day after Good Friday. The day before Easter. I think Easter's tomorrow. Easter 2023. Right. Day before Easter 2023. 2023. Me, your host, Arnold. This video is brought to you by our sponsor, YouTube, who deleted over 10,000 videos of Oatmeal Joey Arnold out. Joey Arnold VN. That's right, out. Joey Arnold VN and at OJAWALL. Not OJAWALL 1, OJAWALL 2. What happened to OJAWALL 1? YouTube deleted it! Just like they deleted over 10,000 videos on a bunch of channels. They deleted or locked many of the 40 plus YouTube channels of Oatmeal Joey Arnold. Some of them, yes. How many? I don't know. So many. I don't know how many. And I'm not allowed to be there, so I'm not there. But I am, but I'm not. But they said no, but they said yes, but they said no, but they said yes. Seriously, I'm being so serious. And I want you to know. Oh yeah, I keep on messing up. Cut. Let's start over. Okay, this video is totally ruined now. Cut. Unedited version of this video. If I had a lot of time, I'd just like start all over or cut this video up. But then I'd probably be here working on a video for 10 hours if I kept on cutting it, and that's why my videos are so bad, because I'm just like, I don't have 10 hours to make a video. I gotta work on like this thing, that thing, and then my computer's gonna freeze again because I haven't fixed that problem, which is part of the reason why I make this video, is because I feel like maybe I can help people or not. I don't know. I just want to make this video for myself. Now, this video is not going to be very long. Now, I'm still in the introduction of the video, so I'm just kind of like wasting my time here. But I think just wanted to say really quickly, again, this video is brought to you by YouTube, who deleted over 10,000 videos of Oatmeal Joey Arnold. Thank you so much for destroying my life and my childhood. Wow. You talk so much about protecting children. You cannot even protect your children inside these videos. These videos, you deleted them, you stole them for Oatmeal, and know that people associated with them, with him, whether they like it or not, whether they know it or not. That's right. Whether they like it or not, or whether they know it or not. Who knows? Who cares? And that's all she wrote. And now to the meat and potatoes. I mean the oatmeal. The oatmeal, goddammit, meat and potatoes. Give me a break. Now to the oatmeal of this video. I had the oatmeal of the video with the oatmeal. Right, oatmeal here to talk about the oatmeal of the video. That's right, the oatmeal of OJ. Get your job. Get your job. Eat my mother. You see the mother running. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about it. How do I do this? How do I make a video about this? There's a lot of things that you really gotta think about when you're trying to upgrade a video. Upgrade a video. Jeez. You're trying to upgrade your mind. Jeez. This is not exactly the kind of video that I wanted to make, but I was thinking to myself, I really wanted to say a bunch of other stuff first, and then talk about this a little bit. I could probably make like a bunch of different videos and have all this separate, all these different things that I've been saying for the past 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes now. But I wanted to put this in the intro because I think it's important to put it in it. put it in. I really want to put it in. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking about how do you upgrade a video? Wow. Upgrade a video. Why do I say stuff like that? Wow. I think the best thing you can do in your life is find out when you do stuff like that. Now, you may not do something like that, but you may do other things. Like I was noticing, by the way, when I was watching a video of me back in 2002, 2003. And sometimes when I was talking in those videos, I was doing stuff like not exactly like that, but it was like, and I was watching Mr. Rogers today. Yep. Yeah, and like and then I went to school and all the girls don't like me. I probably still do stuff. Maybe not exactly like that. Oh, there it is. Maybe. I don't know what the microphone is picking up, but sometimes you may notice things that you may not like. You may not like it. Other people may not like it, and then you can self-analyze yourself and change yourself for better and for worse, for whatever that's worth. And in context to trying to upgrade computers, it's important to understand what you got before you try to move forward. And you could probably do a lot more with what you got than you know. If you try to talk to people about it, they're really interested in just making money. And a lot of times people just don't know in the world of computers, and that's what frustrates me a lot. I probably just should have started this video with this stuff that I'm saying right now. It's like, I feel upset about it. And I've been upset about it for the past 30 plus years since the 1990s through into the 2020s. That's right. The 1990s all the way through the 2020s. These past 30 plus years or whatever. It's been 20 plus years. I don't know. It's going to be more than 30 years. But what I'm trying to say is I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing computer stuff for a while, and I've made a lot of mistakes. But regardless, I've learned a lot of things through my mistakes and through a lot of different things. But I say that to say that you really do gotta look things up. Try to look things up. Try to find out information about the motherboard of a computer, whether it's a desktop or a laptop or even a phone or anything else really, a tablet. Anything really. You want to start out with the mother, mama, mommy. You want to start out with the mommy, the mother, and the motherboard. Right. It's really difficult, and I'm not gonna bore you with the details of how do you do it. And I'm not really an expert at it, but I was looking at it today as I was looking at what kind of options I have for trying to buy a new hard drive, specifically not a hard drive disk. It's not HDD, hard drive disk. It's not that. That old kind. I go a new kind, newer kind. My computer, my laptop has the newer kind of hard drive, the SSD. That's a solid state drive, SSD. And specifically, it's not exactly that either. It's more like, what do they call that? NVMe. NVMe. It's almost like spelling never mind, but it's not never mind. And then the E. What does that stand for? I don't remember. Anyways, it's like SSD, but not exactly. Or it's in the family of the SSD hard drives that is inside my computer. It's an Asus computer, and so it's an supposedly. DT. Or maybe not DT, because the BIOS said D10, supposedly, instead of DT at the end of the FX505. And whatever it is, you find it, like, you try to find out the information about your computer, the exact name of, like, the, what's the word? Not the brand, but the model number, not the model, is it the model number? I'm going off the top of my head, but I'll tell you what, whatever it is, you write it down, you type it in, you try to look up information about it, specifics, and you try to find out information about the motherboard. You should probably try to look for some pictures, trying to find out what is directly connected to the motherboard, whether it's plugged in or whether it's soldered on. That means welding. There's that. What do I know about welding? I took basic metals with Bruce Lee. Right, the basic metal with Bruce Lee. And I go back in 2001. Right, Bruce Lee. With that name, Bruce Lee. Right, so I think about that a little bit. And cut to my bar. Bruce Lee to my bar. Got a D, not F or a D. Almost got it, barely got a D. Really fair that class, but I'll tell you what, I understand how that shoulder things on. They like weld things onto the motherboard a little bit. Right. Bruce Lee, done a fight. Jackie Chan and Chuck Norris. All hail, all bow to the wonderful oatmeal. No, not really. I'm telling you. You really gotta think about what is for example, like, if you want to upgrade the hard drive, you really got to think about what is the hard drive plugging into, how many different slots are there for the hard drive to plug into, what's it called, what's it plugging into. Well, my hard drive, my internal hard drive is plugging into, it's connected to PCIe, right? PCIe, and I'm not totally clear what the slot is at the moment, what is on the motherboard itself. You will connect the hard drive into the slot, and it's kind of like a USB slot. And it's not exactly like a USB slot, but I'm saying, like, you have a place where you plug it in the motherboard. The motherboard will have stuff that's added to it that they kind of weld onto the motherboard. It's not exactly the motherboard, but it's a part of the motherboard because it's connected directly to the motherboard. And then you may have, like, hard drives and maybe the CPU, the GPU. You may have a sound card. You may have a couple different things that you will plug into the different slots on the motherboard. And especially with a desktop tower computer, you'll see this more so, where you plug things into it. And so you gotta look at the slots that it has. There's the thing in the bobbers, and those things are just like welded. They're welded directly onto the motherboard. They're usually like welded, I'd say most of the time, maybe 99% of the time. That's kind of how they do it. They just when they're making the stuff, whoever's making the motherboard stuff, they're manufacturing the parts, and they're putting all the parts together. The motherboard may have a couple different things, or a bunch of different things that are just like put onto it. A motherboard is basically like a green board. It's like a green board thing. I don't know the exact material they use to make the board, but think like it's a board. It looks like a board. It's green, and they just like they put a bunch of things on it, and there will be like different computer chips and stuff all over it, and then you'll have the slots there for that they put on there, like directly onto it, so that you can plug things in and out and upgrade some of that stuff, some of the cards, hard drives, RAM, CPU, GPU. Maybe not always GPU and CPU. Like before, it was always like just the CPU, and then some of the computers started having a separate unit called they called it the GPU. That's a graphics processing unit. Yeah. And if it's dedicated means it's separate. That means you'll have a separate unit for the GPU. Otherwise, if it's integrated, that means you only got one thing. You got only one thing, one slot, and one little thingy. That's right. It'll just be a CPU, and the GPU aspect of it will probably be in the CPU. So it's like a CPU GPU combo, but they just call it a CPU. Usually it's like they just call it a CPU, even though you may have like you might have a separate graphic card thingy, but that's more like for exporting the audio and the video to your speakers, to your monitor, your TV, stuff like that. That's kind of what the sound cards are for. It's also for input, not just output, but also input, so microphones and whatnot going into the computer. And so that's kind of what graphic cards do. That's what they're for usually. But the GPU will do more than that. It's for, for those who don't know, it's for processing graphics related stuff, and not just it's not the other stuff like the CPU. The CPU, the central processing unit, is for everything. Like pretty much everything is like it's going through it. Everything in the computer is going through the CPU, including GPU related stuff. If you don't have a separate GPU, some people may argue that you don't want a separate GPU depending on what you do on your computer and stuff. It gets kind of complex for all you nerds out there, and people get bored to death looking at that stuff, watching video about that, reading an article about it. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't really gonna talk about that. I don't want to spend several hours talking about that. But I've been in the computer world for like 30 years, or almost 30 years. So it's like I am a nerd at heart. I mean, I'm also like other things too. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm very split in my life in general. I think it's kind of hard, but you really gotta take the time to reverse engineer your motherboard. You can kind of look around and try to see what people might say about the limitations of your computer, your phone, whatever it might be, and whether or not you can upgrade it. And then you gotta like look at the compatibilities of different parts, because if you're buying different parts and trying to put them into your computer or your phone or whatever, like it might not be compatible, even though it could be compatible. But then there could be some problems, like is it gonna work Is it going to work with your operating system? Is it going to work with Windows, Google, Apple, like the operating systems like Android on your phone? Is it going to work with Windows? Is it going to work with Macintosh, Apple, whatever, iPhone? Is it going to work with Linux, Ubuntu, all that kind of stuff, all the other ones? Is it going to work with your CPU? Is it going to work with your GPU? Does it work with Intel? Does it work with AMD? Those are two leading processing companies that make CPUs and GPUs. See, what's the other one? What am I using on my computer right now? What is the NVIDIA? NVIDIA. Who makes NVIDIA? Is that the name of the company? I don't remember. But anyway, so I mentioned a few things in this video. I'm going almost 30 minutes now. Almost 30 minutes. I've mentioned a few things. I'm not showing you anything. I could, share my screen and stuff and take you to a bunch of different websites and pictures and diagrams and try to explain the philosophy. Like, I was gonna start off with the video, start the video off with like saying like, there's principles that I have, philosophy and stuff that kind of guides me in how I live my life when I'm working on computers and when I'm trying to decide what to do with so many different things, which we're not going to talk about right now in the world of oatmeal and everything else in the world, everything with everybody, everything is so many different things that I personally talk about in my thousands of videos and all my thousands of articles and all the different memes and everything. I seriously want to talk about it, but I just want you to know that it's out there, but it's like, it kind of like, the essence of my oatmeal kind of goes into it, the philosophies and principles. And so when I'm like, especially like when I'm working on computers, like I'm gathering it all up and I'm like eating it all up kind of thing, like so that I can spit it all out. And I think it's very important to understand how to process information, how to like compile, how to organize, how to really figure out what your options are at any given moment. If you're downgrading, if you're upgrading, if you're trying to figure out what to do with what you got, whether we're talking about computers or anything really. And it's like a lot of times you really don't have to throw away your old computer or your old phone or whatever else. Like, I got all this stuff in my room. Don't get me started on that. I got stuff out in the bookshelf too. The Arnold Attic and all the other things. Billy Breaker, Red Dog, all the different things that we don't have time to talk about right now because I'm about to end the video. But I just want you to know that you'd be surprised at the things that you can do already. And this is one of the things that I'm passionate about, is helping people realize what they can do, because a lot of times people don't tell them that they can do a lot of things. I probably should start this video over, but I'm out of time, and I'll start it off a little bit crazy, but I wanted to, but I didn't want to. But I tell you what, because I'm split in how I feel, feeling so good about myself and so bad about myself at the same time. I really want you to know that, and how I feel about myself, how I look, and everything else too. Yeah. So I really want you to know that this is one of the things that I think about, and there's like probably a million life lessons that you can get out of this, and like something like a computer, like learning how a computer works, and how it's not as hard as you think, but it's like taking the first step is the hardest thing, and then the second step is not as hard, the third step is not even as hard as the second step, the fourth step's not as hard as the third step. It kind of gets easier and easier as you get a little bit of momentum, as you get a little bit of some acceleration and stuff. And there's, you kind of have to start out with a foundation of like common sense and critical thinking and all this kind of stuff that people are losing. A lot of people are losing. Don't get me started on the water. What they put in the water. Probably get deleted off YouTube and TikTok for talking about that. This is not going on TikTok, but cut it too long. Even though I could probably cut it up, but out of the million things I can say about this, and I should probably make more video about it. I probably should make some articles about it and a lot, so many different things, and it's very important to me. Very important to me, because there's just so many things. But one of the things I can say, like I said, like you're trying to work on the computer, you're trying to figure out what you can do. You really got to go look at the motherboard as close as possible. You might want to open up the computer. You might want to look for pictures on the internet and understand what your options are. Understand. Like, what kind of motherboard do you got? Is it a 32-bit motherboard? Is it a 64-bit motherboard? What kind of CPUs and GPUs is compatible with this motherboard? What kind of hard drives is compatible with the motherboard? What kind of cards is compatible with the motherboard? And the power, what kind of power is compatible? What kind of power supply stuff can you plug into it to give it power? What kind of power does it take? Does it need? That's probably not very important, because it kind of like usually you already have that taken care of, so that's probably not going to really ever be a question. But usually it's just like a question of CPU, GPU stuff. So let's say CPU, GPU, RAM, hard drive, cards. And that's basically everything. Cards is basically anything and everything else except for power. And power, I guess you don't really got to think about that usually, unless if you're doing something very crazy. But usually, not a lot of people would. So it's like, yeah, not a lot of people have to think about the GPU and the CPU separately, but some people do. GPU, CPU, RAM, hard drive, and cards. Those 5 things. You usually got to remember those 5 things when you're thinking about your computer stuff and you're thinking, oh, I need a new computer, I need a new phone. You just have to remember those 5 things. Mostly. I mean, there could be other things too. And within those 5 things, there's a lot of different things and a lot of back and forth between the combinations of different things out of those 5 categories, basically general categories. There's some exceptions to the rule and everything. Don't get me started, but in general, that's basically kind of like the starting point. Is you really just want to look at the motherboard, and see what you're working with, and start off with that, and see what you can do. Maybe you can go high, upgrade it really far. Maybe you can't, but maybe you can still use it for other things that don't require a lot of stuff. And so you really gotta know what your options are, and that's what I tell myself every day. When I'm working on that, when I'm working on that kind of stuff, working on computer related stuff, working on that kind of stuff, and working on the other stuff too, all the other stuff too. Don't get me started. It's a very, very hard life when everybody tell you about the life. Then right. I feel so hard. Yeah. When a leper goes to my body, when it's okay to my body, when Ben Shapiro tell my back, goddamn, make me cry. When Garage John tell my back, yeah. When YouTube tell my 10,000 blood back, goddamn it, where do you have to do that? When Dive Trent tell my back, when Anna Bobby of Saigon tell my back. And she kind of cool too. I know it, Anna, when she steal my bike. Oh, when the Robin Baker steal my bike. Ooh, yeah. When the Blake Webb steal my bike. Did he steal my bike? Tiffany Compost steal my bike. 20th anniversary. Ooh, Jimmy Williams? No. Stop saying all these random names. You're going to get some people really angry at you. Yeah, Bhakti's. Oh, no. Don't say yes now. How many other people steal my bike? And as always, Katie stole my bike. God damn it.